What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of my Fresh Ink Friday series, where it's my weekly series where I unbox my newest comic haul from ABX Comics and Games, show off some variants, and talk about what I thought of the books. We're going to start off with, as you can see, we have a huge package. This is just a regular comic book. Shout out to Carla Cohen, absolute Wonder Woman. But this thing is massive, and we have something absolute in this package. So let's rip this open, get this all sorted off, and I'm going to show you what we're talking about. Now, I told you I had something absolutely massive in this package, and that is it. Look at the size of this thing compared to a normal comic book. I think this is like an 11 by 17. This is the Absolute Batman, the Work in Progress edition. And shout out to ABX. This thing was like triple boxed in its own protector. It even came in its own top loader. But look at that. I'm gonna take this out and show you guys. It does have a weird smell to it. So I don't know if it's the inks or not, but this thing is huge. I can't wait. I wanna get this all signed up. I don't even know how I would take this to a con. But it comes in this nice little thing, opens up with a little slip jacket like that, and then you have all the original inks and line work. This is Absolute Batman issue number 1, so you have all that kind of good stuff, and then it goes into some panel layouts, some covers. This was an absolute must for me, no pun intended. I've been loving Absolute Batman. Definitely rekindled my love for the character. But look at all that, just absolutely phenomenal. So Nick Dragotta, and then it even has like the tape and everything. So like I said, just such a cool feature, something super cool. I don't collect a lot of these, and I grabbed a couple of the oversized Batman foil ones, I do believe, and I got them in frames. So I think I'll do the same thing at this one, but man, one of the most unique things I have. So I'm loving how DC's doing this. The big boy unboxed and out of the way. I'm just gonna leave it up as a placeholder background, but I always like starting off to show you how much I spent. So $132 in total with the shipping and taxes and everything. And then let's get into the Marvel and DC, and then we'll finish with the indie like always. So we have Batman Deadpool. This is issue number 1, the little one shot, $18. I got the 1 in 25. So I know this was from last week, but you know, it is what it is. The story was kind of meh, but I love the cover, Wolverine and Deadpool. I think the McNiven cover. So like I said, 1 in 25. I think this baby's going for like 50 to 60 bucks right now. So I'm just gonna keep it in the PC, and I really enjoy it. I do love a good crossover. And then speaking of great reads, Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 24. I think it ends at 25, so just a few more issues. This is another 1 in 25, but this is that Lozano variant. So we're big cat people. 2 cats, if you've seen in our videos prior, and I love this cover, and I also love this artist's style. So super cartoony, but also nice little realism, and the colors and palettes are great. I feel about the Ultimate stuff anymore, man. Ultimate Spider-Man's been great, and the other Ultimate stuff has been good, but like the Ultimate's main run has just been like every single issue has been introducing just tons and tons of new characters, and now we're getting an Ultimate Hawkeye one-shot. So we'll see. I know I'm collecting it all, reading it. It is all coming to an end this December with the Ultimate stuff, Endgame, and the blind bag. So make sure you guys are checking those out. But still a solid read, and I'm just very curious in seeing what's going to happen to this universe once The Maker comes back out. Now we are moving on to some DC, and one of my favorite books on the racks right now, not even just DC's, Absolute Wonder Woman. It's very surprising because I've never been a big Wonder Woman fan as a character and reader. I liked her in the movies, but man, this Absolute Wonder Woman series has been phenomenal. Hayden Sherman on the art, and then we grabbed the Micro Indolfo cover. So again, if you're not reading Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, all the Absolute stuff has just been hitting it out of the park since, and I love that Mirko cover. And then you know me, I'm a Mark Spears fanboy, gotta get them all. I got my Bizarro cover through Rupp, so I had to grab that later. But he's doing these trading card variants, and they kind of have that distressed look and all that, weathered all and stuff. So we have Reverse Flash DC. I'm not reading any of these. Just Wonder Woman for the main cover. I actually got 2 of these, so more Mark Spears. And then I really enjoy this one, Crypto and Superman. Yes, sir. Superman Unlimited. So like I said, always got to grab the Mark Spears stuff when I can, and he's got a whole bunch of these. So if you're into that kind of stuff, put them on your pull list. I normally spec with stuff I'm reading or like local comic shop days, but if I have stuff and I know stuff ahead of time, I'm definitely going to put them on my pull list. This is the first appearance of the Matriarch. What is this? Wonder Woman 25. So if you guys see this at your LCS or anything, and this cover in particular is still on the racks, pick it up if you guys like to flip or spec or anything like that. Cover price, it's going for like 50 to 60 bucks at the time of recording. It might have dropped a little bit since then. But again, I love the cover and I'm interested to see what they do. I know she's wearing the, Green Lantern ring and the core ring or whatever. So let's see what DC does with this character. And I heard a lot of people like the regular Wonder Woman series, but I'm just going to stick with Absolute. So let's get on to the independent stuff, Image, Boom Studios, Ghost Machine, all that fun stuff, and my favorite kind of read. Let's start with a couple reprints. We have Battle Beast issue number 2 and issue number 3. These are the second printing Ryan Ottley covers, but I'm all in when it comes to Invincible and Battle Beast. The story is phenomenal. The artwork is absolutely insane. And just, man, these second printing covers with that blood and all that, just like I said, Rotley's my guy. And then of course, I love to collect covers with pink and purples in the background. I love that kind of style in comics. And then you have Battle Beast on the front as well, all bloodied up. Just a match made in heaven. So Battle Beast issue number 3 and issue number 2 reprints. Talk about this series a lot. This is one of my favorite reads from Dynamite last year. This is Space Ghost, the second volume, issue number 2. This is the Virgin 1 in 10. What I love about ABX is I get 1 in 10s for cover price, so I grab them when I can if there's cool ones. This is the Bjorn Bendis Virgin. So if you haven't been reading Space Ghost, it's on issue number 2. Grab the, I think it was the free, not free comic book day, but issue 0 annual, and then get issue number 1 and catch up. You guys would not be disappointed with how good this series is. And then a series that I was not expecting, I didn't even know it was coming out, but I heard a lot of people talk about it. This is Tama, like Tamagotchi, issue number 2. If you've ever wondered what happens if you've left a Tamagotchi or like some kind of online pet for years and years and years forgotten about, this is what happens. Very mature, very violent, and I like that a lot of the covers, the second printings are like Pokemon covers. So it's a 6-issue mini, and from Panic Entertainment, never even heard of them, so I thought it would give it a try, and issue number 1 was great. A book that continues to be solid each and every issue. This is Void Rivals issue number 23. I call this kind of the glue for the Transformers or Energon universe. It has a lot of lore building and story progression in it. And then we're getting Transformers issue number 25 coming out shortly. So again, if you've not been reading any of the Energon universe stuff, I definitely recommend trying to check out some of the trades and paperbacks. It's anticipated reads of the week. This is Robert Kirkman, David Finch, Skinbreaker. Like I said, Invincible, The Walking Dead. I basically read anything Robert Kirkman touches, and then David Finch has been working on this book for about 7 years is what I heard. They were talking about it. He has done everything on like 2-page spreads, how he was doing his art. So I think the art on this is going to be phenomenal. And actually, as we're talking about it, I haven't even really checked it out. So let's just flip through a couple things. I don't want to spoil anything. Oh yeah. That line work, that David Finch line work, he's done a lot of covers. There's a lot of colors going on. That thing is wild. So yeah, Skinbreakers issue number 1, I definitely recommend checking out. And then we've talked about it before, Mark Spears goodness. I am missing one of the Halloween issues. It came late from Diamond, so my LCS has that, but we have the Headless Horseman cover, I think that's Twitchy the Witch, or her name is, and then the Halloween homage. But man, don't just collect Mark Spears for the covers. The story inside, the artwork is just as good, and the story is phenomenal as well. So man, October, Mark Spears blind bags, Kickstarter, and then we're going into the Christmas bags. 1 second to promote what's going on. New York Comic Con is next week, and that means Rups Comics is going all out. If you don't know, I am the main seller online for Whatnot and eBay for Rups Comics. We do represent Alex Ross and Bill Sienkiewicz alongside Aspen and Ecos Comics, and man, we are going all out. Like I said, we're going to have some of the Whatnot packs, plenty of those, multiple drops, multiple surprises, multiple exclusives, and it is the year of Marvelocity at the Alex Ross booth. So there's special drops, hardcovers, all new art books, everything like that. So if you're into Alex Ross, if you're into signed books, very premium books, make sure you guys are bookmarking and you don't want to miss all the free giveaways. 3 books left, and we're gonna go with Ghost Machine issue number 9, Hyde Street. Best horror book on the racks, man. Absolutely phenomenal. The artwork, the line work, the storytelling. If you haven't been reading Hyde Street, Rook just came back as well, issue number 7. That was my 2024 read of the year. Please, I can't say enough. If you guys see Ghost Machine on any banner, pick up a trade, pick up a thing, any kind of book. There's something for everybody, but I highly recommend checking them out. Something else that you should check out, Rick Remender, Daniel Acuna, Escape. Totally blindsided me. Issue number 1 was my sleeper pick. It was phenomenal. If you're into war stuff, kind of like, you know, Nazi Germany kind of history vibes, all of that is like this, but everybody's animals, dogs, cats, all kinds of animals. It's kind of like Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, but man, is this a mature and gritty book. So if you're into kind of that history and war Germany stuff, check out Escape by Rick Remender. We have Chasing Amy. Like I said, it's the quick stops, part of the Secret Stash, Jay and Silent Bob kind of stuff, but man, iconic cover. Oh, Amy, you have some Ben Affleck goodness right there. But man, love this homage. And again, shout out to Marcus Circumstances. I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw him post it on IG. So I had to grab it. So there you go, guys. Let me know what your favorite was. It's tough to tell. My favorite's that Absolute Batman. It's absolutely insane. The Battle Beast, the Mark Spears goodness. Don't forget, like I said, Whatnot trading card packs, Alex Ross. New York Comic Con is next week, so we're gonna have plenty of New York Comic Con content, vlogs, walkthroughs, all that kind of stuff. So if you like that stuff, follow me on IG. Make sure you stay tuned here, like, subscribe, share, but most importantly, comment. I love interacting with you. I love hanging out with you guys and seeing what you picked up. So if you're anything you're reading that I'm not, let me know. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. If you're going to New York Comic Con, stop by the Alex Ross booth and come say hi. Love you guys. Stay legendary, but most importantly, and it is the most important, hope you guys always find what you're looking for. Thank you.